Nintendo just released another update for Mario Kart, or Mario Kart Direct. And a little bit more information, not a ton, which would have been nice, but I guess a little bit more gameplay shown. One of the things is you can drive through places and pick up food, and when you eat the food, you get a costume that's related to that food. They showed if you pick up sushi, you get like a kimono if you're Princess Peach, and stuff like that. They showed a rewind feature in the game, which seems kind of strange, because why do you want to rewind in Mario Kart? But it's interesting because you can pull yourself back in time, and everyone else will still be continuing on in the race. So unless it's some big major mistake, I don't think it's something you really even want to use outside of using it to help explore the courses or the map, since how it's open world. But you're also going to have a day and night cycle for all the races, but they didn't say anything about mirror mode or reverse, so that's a way to basically double the number of tracks, which I think they said was 24. But they've got several different modes. You got your usual Grand Prix mode, then you have a free roam mode where you can just drive around, and I'm guessing that's where you're going to find most of your meals for the costumes that you unlock. Oh, and once you unlock them, like any of your characters can use them. And then knockout mode, which is like eliminator mode from Burnout and some other racing games. If you're not in the correct position or above that number, you get eliminated. One thing that was really interesting is the different modes or abilities for assisting. Like they've had the smart steering stuff for a while, so it'll help keep you on the course so you don't go off. But then I saw something about an acceleration, so it's just going to auto accelerate, is what I'm guessing, so you don't have to worry about pressing the gas. Seems kind of strange and different. They brought up game chat again, and it looks like locally you could have 4 people on one Switch, and then if you have a group of people together, you could have 8 people play on 4 systems, so 2 people on every system. Which could be a lot of fun. Obviously, I don't think you're going to need game chat for that. And it's just, I think you're going to get a lot of playtime out of the game. I do. Is it $80 of playtime? That's going to depend on you, and I don't know if I would really get that unless I had a bunch of friends that had it, so at just about any time I could jump on and play and, go Mario Karting. I think the big thing for me would be the battle mode. Is what are they going to do with that? How different is it going to be? I still think Mario Kart 64 had the best battle mode. The arenas were kind of small. There was still vertical movement that you could do to try to, not get hit and stuff. But like going around regular race courses and stuff for battle mode, that's not battle mode, that's just versus. But they did show some new items. The coin shell, which you shoot out the shell and it drops coins and you pick those up. It didn't say what happens if you hit somebody with the coin shell. But once the coins are on the ground, anyone can pick them up. So that doesn't even really matter. You got the ice flower as opposed to the fire flower. So the ice flower, you hit them, it freezes somebody, and they skid a little bit, and then they're stuck there for a little bit, is what it looked like. They had the hammer from like the Hammer Bros, and those actually looked kind of neat, because if you do it right, like you could build a wall in front of somebody to try to impede their way, as well as just hitting them actually with the hammer. But you throw enough of them and it looked like they were sticking in the ground, going making a nice little wall that made it difficult for people to go around. The Mega Mushroom, which I thought the Mega Mushroom was already a thing, but maybe I'm not remembering correctly. But Mega Mushroom, you get to squish people that are smaller than you. Or maybe that's just like, okay, here's reverse lightning. instead of everyone getting small, you get big, or everyone else getting small, you get big and you can run over people. There was the Kamik item. They didn't really show much on that, so that's going to be something to look into. And the other one was the feather. So they're bringing back the feather, which will make it interesting for shortcuts, and because of all of the rails that they have around, where you're going to be able to jump up on rails and use that to zip around the different courses. It's going to be interesting. Again, your mileage may vary on the game, but like I said, if you've enjoyed the other Mario Karts, you'll probably enjoy this one. Again, are you going to get $80 of enjoyment out of it? You know, that's up to you. But if that's the only game you pick up when you pick up a Switch 2, if you're picking up a Switch 2, you'll probably get your money's worth out of it if that's the only game you pick up, which probably would be a good strategy if you want to make sure you get some good playtime with it, is don't pick up any other games. Even though, you know, the Switch 1 games are mostly compatible, you know, it's just, I don't know. The value's not there for the system. I don't care about handheld mode. I want a console version of it. Get one for $250, $300, and then maybe I will look at picking up a Switch 2. There's one other thing that caught my eye, and that's a charge jump. So it kind of explains why they're bringing back the feather, because it's going to do the same thing as a feather, but you can actually charge up the jump. So whatever button you hit to charge, you sit there and hold that, and then once you've got enough boost or charge built up, you can let it go and you hop like you had a feather. So that's going to be kind of neat, because then that's going to allow you to jump over things a lot more often. Jump onto things. They showed you can jump onto walls using that or the feather. Jump onto walls, and you can wall drive. It's not wall running, but wall drive for a little bit. Yeah, that was it. And when it was a 15-minute direct that didn't give a bunch more information. I mean, the biggest thing is probably the rewind function. And again, an online play, that seems kind of risky to use because everyone else is still moving forward and you're stuck. It would be interesting to see. I'm sure that there's going to be some people that are going to get really good use out of it and frustrate a bunch of people, because they'll figure, oh, well, if I rewind at this moment, then I can go ahead and jump and, you know, not get hit by this item that'll slow me down even more than rewinding would set you back. If you get it quick enough after you, or like right before you're about to fall off a cliff or something, you know, if you can change that, that might help. But if you've got the smart steering on, which brings up the question, like when you go to online play, are you going to be able to turn some of these things on and off depending on what you want? If you don't want people to use the auto acceleration, the smart steering, even the rewind, is that something that you're going to be able to, like, nope, don't allow that in my game sessions, I don't want it? Time will tell. We'll find out more. I mean, June 5th isn't that far, because what's today, the 17th, so a month and a half. Not that far away. Kind of crazy. But so several new items. Like I said, 24 courses. You get costumes, which, yay, costumes. Knockout mode, you got the continuous races, and if you hit those milestones and you're not in the right spot, you're done. Free roam, which free roam, I don't think I should touch on. There's supposed to be missions that you can do to get stuff. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on Mario Kart World? Is it anything worth it? Is it going to be fun? Are you going to have something to even do with it? I mean, I don't know. Even at $70, I don't know if it would be tempting outside of the price of buying a handheld that you don't want to be handheld. So, But yeah, what are your thoughts? Hope everyone has a good day. Everyone take care, have fun, be kind to one another, stay safe, God bless, and we will catch you all later.